Well, hey now, everybody. It's the Rob from Kiss 106 and 103GBFRocks.com. Here with my tag team partner in podcasting. Please welcome to the show the face that runs the place. He is Jerry Valeri. I hate your hat, but I love your shirt. How you doing, pal?
I love you too. I love my hat and my shirt. And last night was a great night for Penn State basketball. I'll pump that for a second because it's part of the reason why I'm a little delirious today. I'm a little tired. I didn't start watching SmackDown Live until 11:30 Eastern time last night because I was at the Penn State men's basketball game. I work for them. I do like on-court hosting. So while they were beating 7th-ranked Michigan, I was doing stuff on the court and we were playing games and that kind of stuff. But
cool.
They stormed the court at the end of the game. It was a huge win for Penn State basketball that has had a less than stellar season.
Well, I'm sorry to hear their season's not rocking and rolling, but glad you had a good night last night. And it sounds like the Penn State men's basketball team did. I remember when I was there, it was the Lady Lions that were the talk of Penn State. But I was there 01 through 05.
You were there like the Maggie Lucas days. Like a lot of those players that went on to like the WNBA to never be seen from again.
That sucks, but it's not wrong.
But it's not wrong. It's accurate. But yeah, I had a better night last night than some people did. Becky Lynch has not had a great week at all.
So
getting taken off of WrestleMania, poor Becky Lynch.
So Jerry knows this, and I'm not going to hide it from the audience. I tried my hardest last night. I had a really long day at work. I was here more than 12 hours. I got home last night. I did a few things with my wife. We had dinner, and then
smashed.
No, not this time. But I appreciate you giving me the effort though. Next time I'll just say yeah, a few times.
Smashed.
yeah, a few times. And I fell asleep right at the beginning of the Gauntlet match, which thankfully it sounds like the rest of the show was just Gauntlet, wasn't it?
It was the rest of that was the rest of the show. You fell asleep after an hour, and the next hour was Gauntlet. So you missed stuff, but you didn't miss more than one angle.
I might go back and watch. So I'll let you kind of help me with this, but let me just say, if people who have been watching since last year know how I feel about the build for Elimination Chamber. So I will say I'm thankful this, I'll just call it a hell of writing, just hellacious writing, was only 1 week this year when it was a month last year.
Right.
I hate qualifying. You guys spent an hour of SmackDown last night and an awful lot of time on Raw too, to determine who's going to come out last in the Elimination Chamber. I do not give an S.
No, I'd rather just have the Gauntlet match for the sake of a Gauntlet match. But you and I already see the inherent. But you and I already see the inherent flaws in a Gauntlet match. It's so unfair for the people that started. It's terrible.
Yeah, but I can get behind like this rapid fire match. Like I could do that. For some reason, when you add the stipulation of the winner comes out last, it makes it more boring for me, and I can't explain why.
I don't like knowing who's going to start it and who's going to finish
That's part
it.
of it too. I don't even want to know.
They did it with the women's tag stuff. We know which two teams are going to start.
Yeah, and that's annoying. You're right, Jerry. That's what it is. I don't even want to know who is going to. I don't want to know who's first or last in the Royal Rumble.
No way. I never want to know who's first and last in the Royal Rumble. Telling me who was last in the Royal Rumble essentially made number 29 last in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, and I mean, at least they had surprises built in for number 30. Like, when R-Truth came out, it was Nia, although that was annoying. And then when Carmella came out, or I guess technically when it was actually Lana.
It was Lana, but Carmella was last, and then it played out during the 30th, and then Becky showed up.
So, the way things started, though, I thought that Charlotte did a very good job.
Top notch, and I've been thinking a lot about this, and I don't think what the WWE is doing right now is necessarily wrong, as long as it ends with Ronda and Becky. But man, they've got Charlotte positioned as top heel.
I wonder
because she's better at being a heel to Becky than Ronda is. So they're kind of getting this dream match possibly, but also having good build-up that Ronda wouldn't be able to provide.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I'm wondering if their plan is to get her over as such a heel that we want her in the match, but I don't think they're ever going. I don't think that's possible for me.
I don't think it's possible for me either. I also, I never know what kind of stock to put in certain rumors. You know how you were the first one to report it, but I've heard at other places that Ronda Rousey may not be in the WWE after WrestleMania, right. May or may not. And they may be just hedging their bets. They may be like, we need a monster heel for Becky when we're done with Ronda. And Charlotte is perfect. If she doesn't get the WrestleMania match, you've got a whole nother year.
Well, yeah.
You could work those two out, I'm not appalled at what they're doing. And I like how Charlotte's handling it. Like, did you see on Twitter, she trolled everybody?
Oh, no, I didn't. Can you fill me in?
So the WWE posted the thing about Becky losing it, and everyone went crazy. And Charlotte screenshotted it, and all the dislikes and thumbs down, and said, "Oh, I didn't know you guys didn't want me to be in the main event at WrestleMania. I'm sorry. I'll just I'll relinquish it. Just kidding. I don't care what you think." Like it's just that. Like I don't care. I'm gonna do what I want. And then she came out last night. She's cutting great promos, telling people to shut their mouths, chanting Becky, pointing at the sign. Oh, come on, Becky, come on out.
Let me make a few points about this. So a few things. Number one,
I actually love it.
I am a Charlotte fan. I don't want this to be misconstrued as me hating on Charlotte. Charlotte, I would still go as far as to say is my favorite woman overall in all of wrestling. If Becky can, Becky's character is obviously at a real high point right now, but when the bell rings, so to speak, I'm a Charlotte guy. I do not dislike Charlotte. I just don't want her in this match.
Yeah, I don't think anyone does, and I think they're going to find a way to maybe keep her out of it. Maybe. Or we get the triple threat. But as of right now, as far as the build goes, I'm not upset by it.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I agree.
And she's got nuclear heat, which is great. Which is great. She's got main event heat. We keep talking about not wanting her in the main event, but she does have the main event heat.
There is no second guessing right now what the main event angle is for WrestleMania. Now, let me say, at this point, if any match besides the Ronda Rousey match main events WrestleMania, I'll be pissed. There's still 2 pay-per-views to go, but that's where they've gotten me. So kudos to, I'll say, WWE and to all the women involved. You guys have been killing it with this.
One thing that I have noticed, though, and I kind of feel bad, it's like on Raw, they're talking about who's going to take on Ronda Rousey for the Raw Women's Championship, and who's going to do this, and it's Becky or Charlotte, and then on SmackDown, they're talking about who's going to take on Ronda Rousey, and the Raw Women's SmackDown Championship is going to be Charlotte, it's going to be Becky, and Asuka's just the SmackDown Women's Champion, and nobody cares.
There's still 2 pay-per-views, pal. You know what?
Nobody cares.
I think there's a chance that they don't know what they're doing with the main event, if it's going to be 2 women or 3 women. And I think that they're kind of just keeping Asuka ready for somebody. I mean, I think Asuka will have a match at Mania.
For sure.
I mean, is it going to be Charlotte, or is it going to be somebody else, or you don't know?
It's just interesting that everybody's fighting for the one championship, and nobody really cares about getting the other one. Not yet.
Well, I believe that part of the prestige is that it's kind of been softly acknowledged that this is the main event.
Yeah.
Vince used the words. Charlotte used the words.
They're all using the words. And you know what words they're also using? I noticed it last week, and I thought it was a mistake. And Vince used it yesterday or Monday, and they used it last night. They're saying pay-per-view a lot, pal.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't think they said pay-per-views anymore.
Well, maybe that was misreported. I mean, I would think that's a bad move, just because they've it's kind of advertising your competitor in a way, but you want those people on the network. That scheme, that pyramid model makes sense. Pay-per-view.
You're not allowed to say pay-per-view. You're not allowed to say it's medical facility.
That's true. Yes, he was taken to a medical facility, and that's where actually Becky got her medical clearance. Was at a medical facility.
I watched the pay-per-view at the hospital and got fired immediately.
So, is there anything? I mean, she did. I think we can probably all agree she did a great job with that heel promo to start the show.
Great job.
Is there more?
I thought it was great. And then they went right into a ton of women that I don't care about. Boy, I'm sorry. I understand that we've got a historic moment coming up at Elimination Chamber. The women's tag team champions. This is awesome, right? I don't care.
You got to combine the women rosters. I mean, you got to combine the rosters. But when you're about to introduce a tag team title, you need to combine the women rosters.
I feel like aren't they going to have to? I mean, there's only one set of tag team championships for the women. You've got Raw women taggers and SmackDown taggers all in this match. So the tag belts just go to whichever show wins it. Is that?
That's what I would. I mean, they haven't really clarified. Maybe we'll know more on Sunday. By the way, I'm so glad that Elimination Chamber Sunday. I want to get this behind me. I hate Elimination Chamber year after year. I don't like that it exists. In fact, even if you made no pay-per-view between Rumble and WrestleMania, I'd be fine with that. So much changes between those shows.
I don't like Elimination Chamber because of that. I like the Elimination Chamber stipulation every once in a while. I think that's pretty cool. But I don't like Fastlane either. I hate having anything in between the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. I want the build up to start at the Rumble and go right to WrestleMania. I don't want all this crooked crap.
Although now I'm thinking about it, that does seem like an awful long time to not have a pay-per-view.
Suck my butt. Call me Shirley.
What else? So yeah, the women, Peyton, Mandy, Roll Tide.
Liv Morgan, baby.
Sure. For Monday?
Sure. Oh, yeah. Well, she was cutting promos last night. I mean, that's the one thing I do like. They keep cutting these little vignettes of all the women. They're combining the rosters, whether they will admit it or not.
I meant to ask you about this yesterday. What did you take away from, or what did you think of the Kevin Owens promo from the bowling alley?
Boy, they try to make him a face.
I don't know what they're doing.
I don't know either.
I'm ready
I gotta wait a month.
But you know what? A month is before WrestleMania, pal.
KO Mania 4.
Oh, I really want that shirt.
I do too.
I can already envision it in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so the women, nothing to really talk about there after the opening segment. They need to stop going from women's segment into women's segment, right?
Sure. Yeah. Because it's too much women's segment. It's the quality of the top of the women's roster. I mean, when you're talking about the big three, when you're talking Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda, it's a long step down to the other angles and the other competitors. And so when you have like this hot angle with Becky and then you bring out Bayley and nobody cares, it's obvious. When you have this huge, crazy, awesome Charlotte promo and then you start bringing out turds, nobody cares. Nobody's going to feel the glow because we just got smoked by Charlotte and you've iced the crowd over again.
It's hard to come out of that Charlotte promo with FABULOUS.
Oh, and we love her because she's our girl, but
and then they go from her into I'm a May, yeah, and I don't care. And and just don't care.
I don't feel the glow.
I don't feel the glow either.
I'll tell you who I do feel. Segue time. Usos
did a great job last night.
Man, they cut the best tag promo you're going to hear.
I thought all four of them did a great job.
So good. McMiz TV was my favorite part of that entire show.
Yeah, I was going in and out. Like I said, I was in no shape to stay up for 2 hours last night, but I thought they did a really good job making me want to see them fight. It was something
they made me care. They made me care.
They haven't done anything for the past few, and I mean, really, since the Rumble, they haven't done anything to build this match. But you had to put that on the fast lane, and so there you go. was a good
They
promo.
made me care. They got chippy. They worked well with the crowd. They worked well with each other. It's a program I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit more of, actually. Those four worked really well together. The Usos, I think, are super underrated.
Yeah, they've come such a long way with me. Ever since they shed that old character, if you can even call them that, and they kind of started doing the Uso Penitentiary stuff, I've been all on board with those
I like their
guys.
I like their intro. I like their entrance. It's them. You feel like it's them.
Correct. I agree. I'm with you on that.
Down since day one, ISH.
Day one is H. And then I guess, do you want to walk me through any of the high points of the Gauntlet match since I didn't see it?
Sure. One of my favorite parts of the entire thing was the promo that set it up. I mean, you have Daniel Bryan and Rowan come out, and he cuts another killer promo.
I did see that. That
what
was
he
good.
does. Oh, and I did. We never talked about last week's SmackDown. My favorite line was Daniel Bryan when he goes, "How dare you what chant my good friend Rowan?"
And then Becky.
That's what I would say. How dare you? How dare you what me?
I'm sorry, Charlotte. What did the audience? I dug that.
What? A main event in WrestleMania. Shut your mouth and walks out of. She's the best.
Yeah, she did a great job.
She's good. Okay, so Daniel Bryan, all that business, and then
Kofi Kingston.
New Day comes out, and I thought it was going to be Big E, to be honest.
We always think that.
Well, the last time they did someone from it seems like every time they do, someone from the New Day is going to represent. It ends up being Kofi. It was Kofi for the Money in the Bank ladder match, and it's going to be Kofi for this one. And I'm not complaining. I just thought it would be Big E. So Kofi goes in, and this is where it gets special. And I do feel like they tried to catch lightning in a bottle a second time because of, remember the magic that they had with the Seth Rollins Gauntlet match, the Gauntlet Raw. I mean, a match of the year candidate. It was my match of the year. I think they tried to recreate that.
Yeah.
Last night.
You loved that more than I did, but yeah.
I loved it a lot, and they tried to recreate it last night. And I kind of feel like this is how they were going to book Mustafa Ali if Kofi Kingston wasn't going to be the one in it. If Muhammad Ali Mustafa Ali could perform, I think this is how they were going to book him. Because I'll just say it, Kofi stayed in for 50+ minutes.
Oh wow, of like an hour.
Yeah, of the hour, Kofi was in 50 minutes, almost the whole time, and it was awesome. I mean, him and Daniel Bryan were great, and he beats Daniel Bryan, and then Jeff Hardy comes out and he beats Jeff Hardy, and then Samoa Joe comes out. Now, this is where it gets interesting, because Samoa Joe's just toying with a beat-up and tired Kofi Kingston, and he's getting cocky, and Kofi beat him. And then Joe is all Samoa Joe, takes him outside the ring, attacks him, puts the coquina clutch on him outside the ring. No one can get him to let go of it. He's just killing Kofi Kingston. AJ Styles runs out. He's obviously next. Beats Joe to the back, brings Kofi into the ring, stands him up and says, just go back. I don't want to fight you. You're dead. Just give it up and we don't have to do this. And Kofi's like, we're going. We're doing it. So he and AJ Styles go, and AJ ends up getting him in the calf crusher and taps him.
Man, if that would have been Mustafa Ali, that would have been awesome.
Would have been awesome. Taps him.
I mean, it's still awesome, but you know what I mean.
And immediately the New Day comes out and gets him and carries him to the back, and everybody's chanting Kofi's name and they're going crazy. I mean, it was great. And then, but there's still one person, and AJ Styles is standing in the ring, and I see it coming because I know there's 3 minutes left, or there's like a minute and a half left on my TV. And I'm like, there's not enough time. And Randy Orton's music hits, and AJ Styles is standing there waiting for AJ Styles to come out, and you know what happens, right?
RKO out of nowhere, pal.
Out of nowhere.
Awesome.
From behind him. RKO, he pins AJ Styles. Randy Orton wins the Gauntlet match in 3 seconds of fighting after Kofi Kingston gave 52 minutes. And now Randy Orton will be the last person out of the Elimination Chamber, and that's what we know. And that's how it ended. It was good. It was a fun hour. Kofi Kingston is so freaking impressive, and it kind of makes me want to see a New Day versus Daniel Bryan feud for WrestleMania.
Here's my issue with this.
That'd be great.
Sounds like a great written match. Sounds like an actually kind of entertaining hour of TV.
It was.
My problem is it's exactly what they did last year.
I know. Dude, I'm telling you, they it's like a video game. Like they just plug new guys into the holes they have.
So, all right. I think then are we good to? Well, we have another episode. I think is it tomorrow? Can you do tomorrow?
So I can and I can't. I can't do it at our normal time. It has to be a little bit later. But
but it wasn't too much later, right?
No, it'd be like 10:45 my time or 11 my time at the latest.
Okay, I have stuff to do tomorrow, but I think I can push it back 40 minutes if I need to. I had to pull some strings. So it'll either be tomorrow a little late or Friday. We'll make our predictions. Sound good?
It sounds great. And then we'll be just one prediction show away from getting to predict WrestleMania, which is always super fun.
Yes, we still have 2 predictions episodes before Mania. I agree. That's always that and the recap episode are so much fun.
Right. And Posties is my favorite of the year, though.
Yeah, those are the big ones. All right, man, I'm going to play the music, and I'm going to thank you for helping me this morning. Thanks for watching. You're going to
hit the music? Why don't you just hit the stop button like you did yesterday, just in the middle?
That was an accident. I apologize. I've been reinstated. What are you doing?
60 more days. That's 5 days after Mania, pal. You're out.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and join us either tomorrow or Friday whenever you get that notification on your phone. We love having you interact. We will talk to you tomorrow or Friday, or you never know when.
What?